Narcissists can manipulate almost anyone except a Sigma INFJ. Welcome to Brainy One, where today we dive into the hidden dynamic narcissists can't stand, the quiet power of the Sigma INFJ. At first glance, the INFJ seems like the perfect target. Empathetic, quiet, observant. But the Sigma INFJ isn't easily fooled. They see deeper. They feel more. And most of all, they're impossible to control. While others react, chase, or fall under the narcissist's charm, the Sigma INFJ stays calm, grounded, and emotionally untouchable. That silent resistance, it infuriates the narcissist. In this video, we'll break down the real reasons narcissists are drawn to, yet ultimately fear, the Sigma INFJ. From intuitive insight to quiet boundaries, we'll reveal why this personality doesn't just survive the narcissist, they expose them. If you've ever felt too sensitive and too strong at the same time, this one's for you. Sigma INFJ see through the narcissist's mask instantly. Narcissists wear masks, charming, confident, even caring, and to most people, those masks work, but not to the Sigma INFJ. From the moment they meet a narcissist, something feels off. It's not always logical. It's an energetic shift, a quiet alarm in their gut. While others are dazzled by charisma, the Sigma INFJ is already observing the micro expressions, the tone that doesn't match the words, the subtle manipulations hidden in kindness. They don't confront it right away. They don't call it out. They simply know. That internal radar, built from years of emotional depth and quiet pattern recognition, tells them this person isn't what they appear to be. And that alone makes the narcissist uncomfortable, because Sigma INFJ don't need proof to trust their instincts, and narcissists hate when someone sees through their performance before they even finish the act. To the Sigma INFJ, the truth speaks without words, and they're always listening. They stay calm when the narcissist tries to provoke them. Narcissists feed on emotional reactions. They push buttons, twist words, and throw subtle jabs, all to make you explode, defend, or break down. That's how they maintain control. But when they try that with a Sigma INFJ, it doesn't work. Sigma INFJ don't give them the chaos they crave. They stay calm, grounded, and emotionally centered, even when the narcissist is trying their hardest to provoke a response. It's not that the INFJ doesn't feel deeply, they do, but they've mastered the art of responding without reacting. This unnerves the narcissist. They're used to controlling the emotional atmosphere, but with the Sigma INFJ, their tactics fall flat. No drama, no fight, just quiet observation. And that silence, it speaks volumes. It reflects the narcissist's desperation. For the Sigma INFJ, calm is power. And nothing frustrates a narcissist more than someone who refuses to play the emotional game. Sigma INFJ are emotionally independent, and that threatens control. Narcissists thrive on emotional dependency. They want to be the center of your world, the source of your happiness, your pain, your validation. But Sigma INFJ, they don't need anyone to complete them. They're deeply emotional, yes, but their emotions come from within, not from someone else's approval. That kind of emotional independence is rare and dangerous to a narcissist's sense of control. The Sigma INFJ doesn't cling, doesn't beg, and doesn't break when the narcissist withdraws affection. Instead, they stay grounded in who they are. They process alone, heal alone, rise alone. And that's the problem for the narcissist, is if they can't control how you feel, they can't control you at all. And when the Sigma INFJ doesn't flinch at silent treatments, guilt trips, or emotional bait, the narcissist realizes something chilling. This one doesn't need me. And that is their worst fear. They don't fall for flattery or manipulative charm. Narcissists love to lead with charm, smooth words, intense eye contact, and compliments that come a little too fast. For many, it's disarming, but Sigma INFJ, they don't bite. You see, Sigma INFJ crave authenticity, not admiration. They don't care how flattering your words are if the energy behind them feels off. They hear the compliment, but they feel the intention. And if it's manipulative, their inner alarm goes off. This makes the narcissist uneasy. They are used to charm opening doors and lowering defenses. But with the Sigma INFJ, the door stays closed and the walls stay intact. The INFJ will nod, smile politely, and keep observing. Because to them, truth speaks louder than sugar-coated words. They know when kindness is genuine and when it's bait. And because they are immune to shallow praise, the narcissist quickly learns you can't manipulate someone who sees through the performance. Sigma INFJ reflect the narcissist's true self back to them. Sigma INFJ have a quiet superpower. They reflect people back to themselves, not through confrontation, but through presence. Through deep intuition and emotional insight, they see people, not just who they pretend to be, but who they really are underneath the mask. And narcissists, they hate that kind of mirror. While the narcissist is busy crafting their image, charming, superior, untouchable, the Sigma INFJ is silently reading between the lines. Their calm energy acts like a mirror, revealing the narcissist's insecurity, emptiness, and desperate need for control. The INFJ doesn't need to say a word, just being in the same room feels threatening. Because the narcissist senses they're being seen in a way they can't spin, twist, or control. And that's terrifying. Most people fall for the act. But the Sigma INFJ, they become the one thing a narcissist can't escape, the reflection of their own truth. They set boundaries without explaining or apologizing. Most people struggle to set boundaries with narcissists. They over-explain, apologize, or soften their no to avoid conflict. But Sigma INFJ, they set boundaries with quiet confidence. No drama, no apology, no debate. They don't raise their voice. They don't argue. They simply draw the line and hold it. Narcissists hate this. They thrive on testing limits, pushing buttons, and wearing you down. But when a Sigma INFJ calmly says, "This doesn't work for me," and refuses to explain further, the narcissist loses leverage. Because Sigma and INFJ, they don't need the narcissist to agree. They don't need validation for their boundaries. They already know their worth, and that self-respect is unshakable. This unbending clarity throws narcissists off balance. They're used to guilt-tripping or charming their way past defenses. But with the Sigma INFJ, the boundary is the end of the conversation. And nothing frustrates a narcissist more than a door they can't push open. The narcissist can't predict or control their reactions. Narcissists love patterns because patterns give them control. If they know how you'll react, they know how to manipulate you. But Sigma INFJ, they're unpredictable in the best way. Sometimes they speak up. Sometimes they go silent. Sometimes they walk away without a single word. And that's what drives narcissists crazy. They can't read them, they can't push them, and they definitely can't control them. Sigma INFJ don't react out of impulse. They respond with intention. They observe first, feel deeply, and then choose how to engage, if they even do. This throws the narcissist off. They're used to controlling the emotional climate. But with the Sigma INFJ, they can't find the trigger. And when they can't predict you, they can't manipulate you. That mystery, the emotional self-control, the quiet refusal to play along, becomes the one thing narcissists can't stand. Because unpredictability in someone unshakable is power they'll never possess. Sigma INFJ walk away silently, and that loss haunts the narcissist. Sigma INFJ don't leave with fireworks, they leave with silence. No dramatic goodbye, no final fight, just a calm, quiet exit that says, I'm done. And that's exactly what haunts the narcissist. They're used to people clinging, begging, or trying to explain. But the Sigma INFJ gives them nothing. No closure, no chaos, just distance. Because when an INFJ finally walks away, it means they've already processed the pain, made peace with the loss, and chosen self-respect over emotional survival. For the narcissist, this is unbearable, not because they lost someone they loved, but because they lost control. They replay the silence in their mind, wondering how they lost someone they thought they owned emotionally. The Sigma INFJ doesn't need revenge. Their absence is the impact. And while the INFJ moves on quietly, the narcissist is left alone with their echo and a mirror they can't escape. Have you ever walked away from a narcissist without a word and felt your power in the silence? Tell us in the comments what helped you finally choose peace over chaos. This story might give someone else the courage to walk away too. If this video spoke to your soul, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep, empowering insights only here on Brainy One. Sometimes the strongest thing you'll ever say is nothing at all.